Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run. Come on. Take a look at the record.
I've been critical of you. I have a few things I want to talk to you about today.
I know you have.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
No, I don't. That's why I want to get to know you today. I want to talk to you about mostly black stuff.
I get overwhelming support from the black leadership, young and old. Every poll shows me way ahead.
And black people saved your political life in the primaries this year. They have things they want from you, and one of them is a black woman running mate. What do you say to them?
What I say to them is that I'm not acknowledging anybody who is being considered, but I guarantee you there are multiple black women being considered. We've seen it more clearly now. In a black majority county, they're 6 times more likely to die in a pandemic than a white county. They're disproportionately uninsured in the African American community, disproportionately make up the essential jobs that they can't do at home. They're risking their lives every day. Enough's enough.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, Swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Okay. Is it working?
We're going to turn now to that confrontation that was caught on camera sparking outrage overnight. A white woman calling the police after a black man says he asked her to leash her dog in Central Park. TJ Holmes joins us with what they're both saying this morning. Good morning, TJ.
There's an African-American man threatening my life. Robin, those are the exact words this woman used in a frantic manner on 911. And so much of the outrage you mentioned, Robin, that is there this morning has to do with what many people perceive as her attempt to threaten and weaponize the police against a black man. This on-camera confrontation making headlines overnight.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to me.
You're hearing the voice of 57-year-old Chris Cooper, who says his request for this woman to keep her dog on a leash quickly escalated.
Can I take a picture calling the cops?
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Once she's on the phone with 911, you can hear her tone change.
There is an African-American man. I'm in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
Cooper says he was bird watching in Central Park just after 8 a.m. on Monday when he came across the woman with her dog unleashed against park rules.
I said to the young woman, I said, dogs in the ramble have to be on the leash at all times.
Cooper claims she refused. That's when he says he used treats to try to lure the dog away from some plant beds just before he began recording.
They don't like it when you feed their dog treats. And she didn't like that at all. And she immediately grabbed the dog, as you can see from the video, and started hauling it around by its collar.
New York police confirm officers did respond to a reported assault, but says there were no arrest or summons issued for what they described as a verbal dispute. Speaking to a local New York station, the woman in the video apologized to Cooper, saying it was unacceptable, and I humbly and fully apologize to everyone who's seen that video, everyone that's been offended, everyone who thinks of me in a lower light, and I understand why they do. Adding that she was fearful because she says before the video began, Cooper had been yelling and offering her dog unknown items. The video quickly taking over Twitter's trending topics with more than 130,000 tweets, many calling for the woman to be fired. And overnight, her employer announced on Twitter that she will be placed on administrative leave pending investigation, adding, "We take these matters very seriously and we do not condone racism of any kind." And the dog in that video, the woman has now returned it to the rescue where she got it. A lot of people pointed out her treatment of the dog in that video, and the rescue says it's now in their possession and in good health. And Robin, of course, after incidents in the past, we've seen hashtags driving while black, walking while black, sleeping while black. Well, yes, bird watching while black is now a topic being talked about on Twitter.
Yes, and it was bandied about on Twitter, and it was just the reaction from people in seeing it. But she has apologized, but still, I don't think people realize the harm that could have come from her making that call to police, TJ.
If he had not taken that video, would he have been arrested? Again, you have police coming to a scene where you think something violent, an assault is taking place. And again, so many of the videos we've seen in this day and age about incidents with police and black men, it's just this could have escalated in a different way, Robin.
His name was George Floyd. He's on video saying, "Please, please, I can't breathe." So a Minneapolis police officer holds him down for minutes with his knee on Floyd's neck. This noon, George Floyd is dead. The scene of the confrontation with police in the Powderhorn neighborhood 10 minutes south of downtown. Outside this grocery store is now home for a memorial. People throughout the city, throughout the state, driving by, honking, expressing support, expressing outrage over the actions of one officer and the inactions of others. We are hearing from the governor, the mayor, witnesses. Christiane Cordero leads our coverage as she has all morning, live from Minneapolis City Hall. Christiane.
Well, Jason, we also heard from the attorney of George Floyd, of his family, rather. This, I'll give you that in a minute. This is where city officials addressed their thoughts at an unusually early time this morning, reflecting the circumstances. George Floyd was a black man in his 40s, who died at the hands of Minneapolis police last night. I have to warn you, this video is hard to watch.
Relax. Man, I can't breathe my face. I can't breathe.
Floyd was arrested around 8 p.m. for forgery, a nonviolent crime that implies he tried to use forged documents at a nearby deli. Officers say he resisted arrest before this person started filming. You can see him struggling, saying, "I can't breathe." Another officer faces the crowd the whole time. What you cannot see is what happens 4 minutes in. Floyd appears to go unconscious. The MPD officer holds his knee on him for another 4 minutes until he's pulled onto a stretcher, then taken to HCMC, where he died. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey saw this entire video, called it wrong on every level.
This does not reflect the values that Chief Arredondo has worked tirelessly to instill. It does not represent the training we've invested in or the measures we've taken to ensure accountability.
The attorney representing George Floyd's family called this abusive, excessive, accused the officers of undervaluing black lives. We also heard, meanwhile, from the police union saying that this is not the time to rush to judgment, urging people to remain calm as officers are fully cooperating with this investigation. Jason, the investigation itself is now in the hands of the DA and the FBI.
Unusual to have the FBI involved, but that does underscore how serious and how much the police department wants an outside look at this, Christiane.